Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be chatting about planets in the Starfield galaxy that are pleasant enough to warrant building a home on. And I want to note right out of the gate that the purpose of this video is not to list planets with valuable resources for you to set up an outpost that's going to be churning out high value minerals, gases, and whatnot. Sometimes in an RPG, you just want to have a place that's uniquely yours in an area of your choosing for no real reason other than simply being a retreat to store your favorite collectibles, tailor-make a space that speaks to you, and park your pretty ship that you just painted. And Starfield is not without beautiful landscapes and scenery. Many moons in particular have gorgeous starry skylines and planets in close proximity that fill your view. But in this video, I'm going to be zeroing in on planets that have breathable atmosphere and temperate climates for those of you who want to be able to walk around in your backyard without needing an oxygen tank to do so. So let's dive into my list of favorite planets for you to settle down at. But real quick, if you find this video interesting or entertaining, then please consider hitting the subscribe button, as we are so close to hitting that 300,000 subscriber milestone. And if I hit it, my father might love me again. Alright, let's kick off this list with a tropical oasis completely teeming with life and beaches. It's Hyla II. Hyla II is found in this little cluster of stars just to the right of Pima and Crix. This lush planet has so much life on it, it's almost overwhelming. In the swamp biome, you'll find palm trees, docile floating creatures, herds of grazing animals, and rocky formations that tower over the landscape that offer a premium view of clearings and the life below. You can build a home down in the clearings to be among the palms and the fronds, or you could choose to set up shop atop a rocky mesa that lets you take in the sights around you. But if you have done Andresia's loyalty quest, you'll have access to a unique landing point called Aaron's Camp, which is notably more varied in its landscape, offering more forest paths, valleys of life amid towering mesas of stone, and even some ponds and lakes around the area. If you're looking for a tropical getaway, Hyla II just might be the place that you're looking for. Next on my list is a different landscape entirely. If you're a hunter looking to farm wildlife for materials and XP, hey, this is a prime location to build a hunter's rest outpost. I'm talking about Zelas II. Far out in the edges of the galaxy sits the Zelas II system. It's about as remote and withdrawn as you can get from the settled systems, an ideal choice for those who like their space and don't feel particularly interested in paying property taxes to the UC or the Freestar Collective. You'll be off the grid here in Zelas II, and my favorite features of this planet definitely include the spires of rocky formations that dot the planet's surface, giving it character that many of the flat biomes simply do not have. With green grass, burnt orange trees that stand 2 stories tall, purple wildflowers, and a mountainous landscape with plenty of altitude varieties, you'll never be without a good view on Zelas II. There are lots of ponds scattered throughout the biomes for those who like waterfront property as well, but be sure to mind the fauna, as the animal life here can be particularly high level and high in aggression. Mount some turrets on your home and watch the XP rack up as you drop level 95 and below glow hands. The next location is a different vibe altogether than the previous two, but it's probably a place that you visited for one mission and then never returned to. This is Montara Luna, a moon, not a planet, in the Cheyenne system just next to Aquila that resembles the Wild West frontier of North America. You'll find deep, rocky ravines and valleys teeming with life, just like an old Western movie where bandits lay in wait to ambush weary travelers, with pink wildflowers growing in large patches around the dusty landscape, with open clearings broken up by spiny green bushes and trees. Hey, you'll feel like you're living the second life of John Marsden out here on Montara Luna. I'm particularly fond of this 3-peak mountain range just across from Wagner's farm. There's a lovely clearing underneath these peaks on a lower mesa in between the ground level of the moon and the upper peaks. I nestled my ranger's retreat right in here with a rustic vibe and an office to work out of that's not too far removed from Aquila City. This is where my ranger spends his relaxing time when he punches out for the day. Now, before I move on to my number 1 location to build a home, the most beautiful planet I've seen in this game, let me take a second to mention Pima II because people are going to ask me about it. This is, of course, the planet where Paradiso, the resort town, is situated. It's got beaches and palm trees and tiki bars, everything you'd want out of a tropical getaway. But living here is not as easy as it may seem. The planet is prone to extreme conditions, meaning you'll have to invest in the planetary habitation perk. Not only that, the resort may be beautiful, but the rest of the planet is actually, in my opinion, somewhat uninteresting. The biomes are pretty repetitive and the landscape is dull and flat. I'm sure there's a chance you'll randomly generate a location that's pretty and attractive, but I find Pima II to be a little bit overhyped. Now let's move on to the number 1 planet on my list, and this may not come as a surprise to those of you who have visited it before in the game. I'm talking about Cassiopeia I.
Oh, look at this view. Had I been on this planet under more pleasant circumstances, I might have had more time to appreciate the beauty it has to offer.
Now, Cassiopeia I is a planet you visit when doing Sarah Morgan's loyalty quest. First, you'll visit the rocky desert biome with dangerous fauna. Then you'll end up on the other side of the planet in what can only be described as a paradise grotto, a real Garden of Eden landscape. If you specifically go to the Dauntless crash site landing zone, you'll find a secluded, lush valley that reminds me of the Great Valley from The Land Before Time. With towering stony mountains hugging the valley in a semicircle shape, you'll have lots of real estate up high to build on and take in the sights, or you can nestle your home safely hidden in the treetop canopies below. No other planet in Starfield comes close to matching the beauty of this one. You actually feel like you're in a proper rainforest here. But it gets even better. If you prefer, you can go to the coniferous forest biome here instead and get a different vibe entirely. You'll be surrounded by tall pines and birch trees with a light fog and a cool autumn forest feeling that takes you back to the Falkreath forest in Skyrim. All in all, Cassiopeia I has some of the best character of all the planets I've seen in Starfield. So there you have it. That's my list of favorite planets for building your own cozy home in Starfield. I hope you enjoyed the space tour. Feel free to leave a like in the video if you did, and let me know in the comments section what planets you found that really speak to you personally. If this video is received well, then hey, I may make a follow-up video specifically of interesting moons with great space views for those of you who don't mind not having a temperate environment to live in. Feel free to find me on Twitter, where I engage with folks regularly. I post updates and clips and more. Thanks for watching. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you among the stars.